Hello, welcome to another Gundam Battle Operation 2 video. That is the new suit, the Pale Rider D2, which stands for Dullahan 2, which honestly with this thing's its kit, it should be just called the Pale Rider Cavalry 2, but or C2. But no, it's the Dullahan 2, I guess. And apparently it's a modernized version, even though it's nothing like the Dullahan, but and it's a support too. But yeah, and people are, recently we had the White Rider at 450. It's also a 450 support. And a lot of people were questioning on whether this suit would be good or not. And I gotta say, I actually quite like this suit. There are some a little bit of problems I have with it, but overall, I think it's a pretty capable suit, especially if you know how to combo with it. There's even some stuff that I might do. No, actually, I am going to put a link in the description to Sync Wavy's channel because there's actually a combo he did that really should do more. That will net you a lot of damage. But yeah, and this thing can already do really good damage. But yeah, and I have two matches here for you. First one's going to be an Arctic base 450 rating. And I was a little bit disappointed in how I played in some areas of the matches because there's one moment where I think my Black Rider was getting attacked by a Dom, and I could have saved him by like tackling, but I just didn't. I don't know what happened there. And of course, there's some other moments where I felt like I should have jumped in and did something, but I guess I was just focused on just trying to play range with this suit, which it has a pretty mean range game, but it does have some pretty decent melee too, if you can get it in. But yeah, let's start off with the stats here. You have 14,500 HP or health. You have 14 ballistic resistance. You have 16 beam resistance, 18 melee resistance, 23 range strength, and 22 melee strength. You have 120 movement speed, 185 boost speed, 55 thruster gauge, and 60 turning speed, which I believe turns into 66 in space. All right. And then for slots, you have 10 close, 13 mid, and 9 long range slots. And yeah, you can definitely do some different builds with this suit. I know, I mentioned Sync Wavy earlier. He did like a thruster gauge build because it does have 185 boost speed, which is pretty speedy. And you can boost away from people. Of course, when you have a thruster gauge, you can people don't build for thruster gauge. You can go out boost them. If you have let's say you have 55 and you get to 70, yeah, that works. For me though, I did a melee build, or I buffed up my melee resistance, and then I buffed up my range and melee strength so I can get more damage off of with both of them. Because this suit, I like to play a little bit more closer with this suit. Some pretty good combos you can do with this. So yeah, that's been working for me, and I think I've seen people try to do like a shield build, which it has like a 3,000 damage shield somewhere around here. I got 3,500, so you go ahead if you want. It does get like 1,000 plus HP if you do the enhancement, so there's that. You definitely probably want to put some leg parts on this as well. I don't, and you can see at some moments I get hit in the legs. It's like, ooh, yeah, those shins are broken. But yeah. So overall, it's fine. Obviously the most noticeable thing here is that you have 14k health, and a little bit lower ballistic and beam resistance. But your support, you take less damage from general, so it should be fine. The 18 melee resistance is pretty nice. You can definitely buff that up. I believe I got that to 31. So yeah, I definitely was taking a lot less damage from these close range engagements from generals. Of course, you're fighting like raids with heavy attacks, and it ain't gonna do shit. But but yeah, let's get to the weapons here. Primary weapons, you have the Hyper Beam Rifle, which is 1,800 damage, 55% heat rate, 400 range, and you can charge it for an instant stun. And you can use it uncharged, for the not stunning shots. But yeah, it does pretty good damage since you're a support and you're attacking generals. Like over 2,000, I think 200 damage for what I've been getting. Great for stacking on with other weapons that the suit has. And yeah, just pretty decent. You can charge it up, get 400 range, or a little bit above 400 range when you charge it up all the way, get a nice stun, and combo in with something else. So yeah, pretty great. And then for your next weapon here, you have your melee weapon, I should say, you have the Pale Rider D2 Beam Saber, which is 1,900 damage. And yeah, it actually has a Federation downswing, which is pretty nice to have for something like a support. And since I have I think I have 40 range strength and 40 something melee strength, yeah, I believe you saw when I did my downswing on the Dom, did over 3,000 damage. That's pretty fucking nice. I'll take that. You can see there was a combo I just did. That did a quarter of that Gabaldi Beta's health. Yeah, that's pretty good. If I did the other combo, that would have been a lot more damage. So yeah, nice melee weapon. Unfortunately, and actually I should say fortunately first, you have 2 melee swings, which is nice, but unfortunately you don't have balancers, so you can't like get a stun and run up and do a downswing, so you have to get like preemptively closer. But yeah, now for your secondary weapons, you have the head-mounted Vulcan Enhanced, which is 80 damage, 30 rounds, and 150 range. They fire decently fast, and yeah, I've gotten consistently over 100 damage whenever I used it. So yeah, pretty nice. Pretty nice set of Vulcans. That's all I gotta say about them, the Vulcans. Pretty good, actually. Pretty good for taking out really low health enemies and you don't have like anything else to finish them off with. Next weapon here is the D2 Shikana. I can't pronounce that thing. Worth my life. The Shikana, I was going to call it the Shikana, Gatling gun, which is 120 damage, 60 rounds, and 250 range. That is your Gatling gun. And yeah, it has a pretty fast fire rate and 120 damage. Yeah, that goes up a little bit when you're a support. Pretty good for stacking on even more damage when you're using your other Shikana weapons. Or, if you got a stun with your beam rifle, or just adding supporting fire with a teammate. Yeah, works pretty well. And of course, it takes 25 hits to stun as well, so you're not going to get anything fast here soon, so just know that. Might want to mix it up with your other teammates for a faster stun accumulation. Unless the enemy's just dicking around, then they're just going to get stunned because they're letting you shoot them. And also, you can see it's pretty good for finishing off low health enemies as well. So yeah, nice. Next weapon is the D2 Shikina missile launcher, which is 600 damage, 4 rounds, and 350 range. It takes all 4 missiles to stun. But yeah, as you see the damage there, 600 damage, and I've gotten like at least over 800, 900. I think on the next match is going to like at least 1,000. So that's potentially 4,000 damage right there. And this is the thing I mentioned that you want to combo with when I do the next weapon here. Because man, if you this next weapon here is the D2 Shikina Mega Beam. I said that really, Mega Beam. I was going to say Mega Beam Launcher, but there's no launcher in it. It's just Mega Beam. Mega Beam. But yeah, that's 2,300 damage, 95% heat rate, 400 range, and you have to charge it. This is not like the Pale Rider Cavalry's where you can just fire it, and you still have to stand still to fire it too, so you have to focus fire it, but it has a pretty fast focus fire, like you can see it throughout this match. Pretty, if you're closing up on an enemy, you can ready up just in time, right? So yeah, pretty nice. And of course, as I mentioned, you can get a stun with this, and you can mix it in with your missiles. I'm just gonna say that right now. Mix it in with your missiles. That will net you so much damage. I didn't do that these two matches because it didn't occur to me that you could do that. I was just like, all right, I'm gonna use my missiles for self-defense. But hey, top individual score, by the way. Yeah, nice, over 3,000. Gonna praise G-Bat and Oni-chan. Hey, Oni-chan. And hey, second place, 6-2. Nice, over 100k damage. Nice. Yep. This thing does have the damage. Next match here, I think I already mentioned it. If I haven't already, this was like my first match using this suit. If you remember my testing video, I was like, okay, I had to make sure this wasn't a clone. And it's a little bit of a clone, but it's still pretty good. It's Pale Rider Cavalry as a support. But yeah, the Mega Beam Launcher, once you get a stun, use those missiles, and then follow up with your Gatling. That will net you a lot of damage. I'll leave a link to Sync's video, just so you can see what it can do. Although, of course, you can do the one I've been doing this match is stunning with the Mega Beam, and then use. Oh, it says Mega Beam Launcher over there. Oh, it doesn't say it for the subscription though. What the fuck? God damn it. But yeah, you can use that to stun, and then you follow up immediately with your Hyper Beam Rifle, which is what I do constantly. I think it works fine, but of course now that I figured out that combo, I'm definitely going to be doing that a lot more, using the mega beam into the missile launcher, and then to the Gatling gun. And then finally you have a slide shield that is 3,500 damage. The damage HP, and it's considered a large size shield, and it feels like it. It saved my ass quite a few times from heavy attacks or raid melees. So yeah, I appreciate it. Although, and again, when you do the enhancement, you do get some more shield health. So yeah, nice. And then finally, for skills, you have radar level 2, you have scope level 2, you have data link, you have scouting device, so you can zoom in and out faster, or not faster, I think further. You have aerospace gimbal, so you get a higher pitch in space, which pretty nice for the suit for its weapons. You have shock absorber level 3, you have melee combo control level 2, which is very much appreciated. You have AMBAC, which is nice. You have force injectors, alright, nice. And then you get a new skill, which is the composite weapon system optimization. And what this does, and what makes this suit pretty good, and actually really good for that combo that I was mentioning, is that if you're switching between your Shikino weapons, they ready up damn near instantly. And I want you to pay attention when I switch my weapons, because as I mentioned, I'm using the beam rifle to combo. If you're switching from the beam rifle to a Shikino weapon, it takes a little bit to ready up that Shikino weapon. But if I'm using the Shikino weapon to combo with another Shikino weapon, because I'm readying up between those two weapons specifically, it readies up pretty much instantaneously, and that's what makes that combo work with the mega beam into the missiles, because you can ready up super fast and just follow up with that, and then into your Gatling gun. That's really good. That's disgusting damage you can do, disgusting damage output. Some people can work just with the Shikino weapons, and they'll occasionally use the hyper beam rifle. Yeah, that's a pretty good skill to have. If you don't know the percentage that it takes away it from switching your weapons, it's 80%. So 80% of your Shikino switch rate. I really fucked that up. Saying that, the time to ready up your weapon goes down by 80%. There, that's better. And yeah, that is the Z2, Z2. No, that's the Zeta 2, the Pale Rider D2. And yeah, I gotta say it's a pretty good support. Like damage wise, I think it does the job. It has the utility. It has the combos. I just shot my teammate in the back there. It's a really nice suit, and I wasn't I say I wasn't expecting it to be, but it is based on the Pale Rider Cavalry, which the Pale Rider Cavalry is a pretty good suit that some people still use nowadays, because it's pretty good. And yeah, this suit's no different, especially if you can combo with that Shikino. Yeah, you'll be busting out damage. You'll be busting. And now for a little bit of some downsides, some things I'm gonna go ahead and say that something I do wish the suit had was balancers. I think that would really help it out for the close range game, getting a stun and going right into the melee. I think that would help out a lot. Like if you're going close with the hyper beam rifle, or if you're defending yourself with the missile launchers. I forgot to mention that as a benefit of the missile launchers. If you use all four to stun on like a big body raid coming towards you, yeah, you can stop them in place and then follow up with your melee. Or if you're going up against a support, and you can boost up to him and get some melee in. So I wish there was balancers, but oh well. It still works without it though. Believe me. And so yeah, to a little bit of some downsides for this suit is that it doesn't have a instant stun weapon on demand, and that could be a little bit frustrating when you're in the middle of like a firefight. The enemy team can like stun you, but you can't stun them unless somehow you get that stun accumulation off first. Like they're gonna have the advantage against you in a 1v1, right? So you definitely want to be around a teammate. How did that hit? You want to be around a teammate whenever you're using this suit. but it does provide that excellent support. Another, and of course damage. Another downside for the suit is that it does have some pretty weak legs that I found. That was one side swing that took almost 4 bars for me. Jeez Louise. And I believe you saw the other match, like the Gabali Beta did his downswing and is like, oh hey, nice knees you got there. Also, this match was kind of laggy. You can see up there the game might not run properly. So yeah, you'll be seeing some very weird attacks happening. But yeah. So yeah, some weaker legs, and it doesn't have a instant stun on demand. If it did have an instant stun, like let's say that something different from the Pale Riders, this thing has to focus to fire that Shikina Mega Beam. Honestly, I think they could have gotten away with just having it to where you can just use the Mega Beam without having to focus it. I think they could have done that to help the suit out a little bit more. But as it stands now, this suit is pretty damn good, having played it. I've been consistently getting top placement with it. The only times I don't get top placement is when we don't have an aggressive team to work with, and I just get dogged on because I don't have an instant weapon to help me out when somebody's coming up to fuck me in the ass. Raid heavy attack style. But yeah, if you have a pretty aggressive team, this suit is a wonder to have. Pretty damn good damage output, nice range combos. That was over 1,000 damage per missile. Holy shit, yeah, that guy didn't have ballistic resistance. So yeah, you'll be doing a lot of damage with the... If I would have done like the Mega Beam stun, so that's already a lot of damage. Like what, over 3,000 damage, 2,000 damage, 500? 2,000 damage, 500, yes, 2,500, 3,000. And then you add in the missiles for another 4,000 damage if all 4 hit. And then go up with a Gatlin. Yeah, holy shit. Yeah, you can see this thing has a lot of potential. So it's definitely in the running for one of the best supports to play in the game. Is it like one of the best? No, because it's missing a little bit of self-defense, right? But I still think for what it does for a 2-star, for what it is, it's pretty good. And yeah, mission completed. We'll see what we got going on real fast. And hey, top damage and top individual score, nice. Only 80k, but that's I got top. So gonna praise some people, and then we'll see what we got. This was the first match I played, by the way. You can probably tell. And hey, first place, 6-2 again. So yeah, this thing. I quite like the suit, and I think I'll be playing it some more for 450. And as for the White Rider, who? That's all I gotta say is that the White Rider is pretty much out of the race for being a support at 450, a capable support. Well, don't get me wrong on that. Like, there's some benefits. Of course, you have an instant stun with the White Rider. You got balancers. You got a far-reaching downswing, and if you can hit that Shikina Mega Beam that it has, and you can nearly kill somebody. So there's still some benefits to the White Rider, but like, they did that suit dirty. This suit's pretty good for what it is. And I still be using the Zoc at 450, but this suit's not a bad idea. I do wish it had. Again, I wish it had balancers, and maybe I think they could have gotten away with giving this thing a instant stun for the Mega Beam. It would still have to sit still to fire it though, But I think they could have done that. And yeah, that's going to be the end of this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe if you want. I'd really appreciate it. And type up in the comment section how you feel about I almost call it the Dolahan, like heavy type or some shit. It's the Pale Rider D2. Do you like it? Do you hate it? I've been liking the suit. It's been a surprise actually. I come in expecting to hate this thing. Like, it's just a Pale Rider cavalry that had no Hades. It doesn't. It works pretty well if you know how to use the suit. And even then, I wasn't using the suit to its maximum potential, and I was still getting really good damage out of it and utility. So yeah, I think this is a pretty good support, and it's nice that we got a pretty nice support. Of course, I would have preferred it if it played another way. With I want my super. Actually, this thing can't be super aggressive. But I want my general support. I want to have 5 instant stuns. I want 10 dodge rolls. I want maneuver. But the suit's fine though. I like it, and I'll be playing more of it. And yeah, that's gonna be it. And I will see you guys later. Bye.